or in pieces of legislation.
Now, the question of paying tax, the question of overtaxation, and the question of corruption, bribery, most of all corruption, because bribery is a form of corruption, is a problem that has always affected Africans for many, many years. It's not a problem that came yesterday. While the colonizer was still in Africa back then, we didn't have this, but once they left, this thing resurfaced. So there's this video where a team of Harvard University students from the USA came to Kenya and they had an interview with the president of Kenya. And a very interesting topic on taxation was raised. And this topic touches upon the issue and the problems of corruption. I want us to watch this video, and then I'll give you my thoughts by the end of the video. Let's dive in. Hello guys, I hope you're doing fine where you are. And this is the motherland. It's beautiful to be in the motherland, yes. But here in the motherland, we still also have some problems that we need to deal with. Like bad roads, like the one I'm using right now. You can see how bad the road looks like. And so, Kenyans, I'll use Kenyans as representatives of Africa. We are using so much of our time to go and work, and then we are taxed. And this tax, the government claims to be using it to make roads, to build hospitals, to ensure we have electricity. However, some of these government officials, or the whole government as a whole, let me take it as the whole thing, do not really work hard to implement the work of the taxes as they work to make sure that people have paid taxes. The government is quick in tax deductions, but slow in the implementation of the work of these tax. You know, even cars, like you see, are having hard time crossing these roads. This is just a representation of bad leadership. Government wants to ensure as hard as possible that you as an individual is being executed financially to maximize their pockets. And this is a problem, Africans. This is a big problem. The leaders we bring, and we need to do something about it. Look at this bad road. Look at this. This is such a bad road, guys. And we use our taxes to pay this. Now, taxes has always been in there in Kenya for the longest time possible. Taxes has always been in Kenya and any African country. But there's a problem with specific government. The current government of Kenya today, they are highly taxing. Their taxation rates are so high. You know, the taxation rates of Kenya are so high right now that even companies are fearful of investing in Kenya. Yes, many investors are running away and they're not coming to Kenya to build their companies. Some of them who had already established themselves have left, and they don't think they'll come back. This is because the government of today, the government of Kenya under President Ruto, is claiming that, first of all, before we go to President Ruto, we know that we've had 4 presidents since the independence of Kenya in 1964. So in 1964, we saw the first president of Kenya, who indeed was the father of the 4th president of Kenya. Actually, we've had 5 presidents. So the first president was Jomo Kenyatta. Jomo Kenyatta, he got into power in 1964, and he died in power in 1978. In 1978 is when he died, and then the second president of Kenya came in. The second president of Kenya was Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. Now the first president is the one who really made the change, because he's the first president. He took it from the British when the British had lost after a very long fight. Now we had Jomo Kenyatta, or Johnston Kamau, his real name. Then we had Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. After Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, we had Mwai Kibaki. Emilio Mwai Kibaki. He was a genius. He had some powerful degrees in economics, so he knew how to deal with the economies of countries. He really knew to do all. So these are still the roads, guys. He really knew how to deal with this. And I am telling you, the development of Kenya has been deteriorating from the first president to the president we have today. Now the fourth president was the son of the first president, whose name was Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta has been the fourth president. He ruled for 2 terms. Yes, Mwai Kibaki also ruled for 2 terms, and Daniel Toroitich ruled for 26 years. He left power in 2002, when there's a national party which was called NAC, National Rainbow Coalition, which took power from Kanu. It's a very long history, a history of politics, political assassinations, this and that, corruption. Corruption is the main topic here. And as I've told you, in as much as the presidents were being elected from one to another, the higher the president being elected, the worse Kenya became. Now we have Ruto, who is the fifth president, and now things are really hard in Kenya. Things are really hard, and so even the coming of visitors, the coming of the university students of Harvard to Kenya has been a good gesture. In fact, when the lady stood up and asked the question about when she asked the question about taxation, I think she really understood where Kenya is coming from, because there's a lot of taxation which is happening, but the taxation ain't making any part. We understand that the taxation is happening because Kenya had taken a lot of debt. Kenya had taken a lot of debt from China. You know, China has been lending Kenya and some other African countries debt. And sadly enough, some of these leaders took this money and did not do what was needed. And so, we are helping some people who squandered money to pay their taxes, to pay the debt. Yes, the taxes on houses, everything, even bread is being taxed. The produce of bread is being taxed. And if the produce of bread is being taxed, we will be forced. Have the producer of bread will force himself to put tax on bread. Tax should not be on bread, no. It shouldn't be on bread. But it is right now. It is going to be, you know. Now, as a community, as a viewer who is watching, it's just high time you realize what kind of leaders we have. In Africa, we really don't have good leaders. We don't really have good leaders. We need change. We really need change. To me, I think that the president is a puppet. That's who he is. He is a puppet. We don't need no more puppets. We've had enough. We need freedom right now. So thank you for watching. Kindly do subscribe and see you in the next video.